It's July 11th here today, and we've been fairly dry so far this summer. We had a pretty good early rains. Probably haven't had any real significant rain in 3 weeks, and that was just a ½ inch. The bison are mainly, their day-to-day right now just consists of hiding out, doing a lot of dusting. You see the berries, you see the dust coming off that bull's back as he walks there. That's a lot about flies and ticks and parasites. That's dusting and keeps the dust on their skin, and that keeps those type of parasites and flies off of them. They like this spot here where it's kind of a slope spot with a big hill behind us, and kind of get a natural breeze that drifts down this slope, and that's why the bison are liking to lay up here. And they'll spend most of their day here, make a circle grazing about 11, 12 o'clock, and then they'll come back here until dark, and then they'll head out and graze this evening. So right now it's kind of hot, and they're limiting their movement and staying in a breezy spot, dusting and whatnot from flies. That's kind of their summertime activity. There's not a lot going on in the bison world. Raising calves and hiding from flies and rolling in the dust. Grazing when it's cool. The bison calves are getting about month and a half old, some of them 2 months old, and it's probably weigh in about the 250-pound range. Some of the older ones, so they've been putting on a lot of weight from the 30-pound birth weight. Calves are really doing good. They're growing good. The white bison calf, she's growing well, filling out nice, has a nice hair coat. You see a few calves that are not as rusty red already as what they were. They're starting to shed out. That one there behind the cow starting to get more of the color of its mother, a little darker on the dorsal stripe, and a little paler on the sides, kind of a gray color. He's shedding his young bison fluff, and he's starting to look more like a bison you would think of color-wise. So they call them little red dogs whenever they're red. I don't know why they call them red dogs, but that's a term for them. They're very red when they're born. They shed that off here come fall and start to look more like the rest of the herd. It'll be interesting to see what our little white one over here does at that time of the year. I'm sure it's going to shed its hair coat as well and put on its new colors for winter, but I assume its color is going to be white again. So it'll be an exciting thing to see how that comes out. So this field they're in right here is actually sawtooth sunflower, and it's a little wilted. You can tell we're dry. That's a natural thing sawtooth does when it gets dry. It likes a wetter environment than what it's actually in, but we planted it up here on this slope. It's for seed production. They're actually not eating much of the sawtooth. They'll occasionally nibble at a leaf or a head, but most of what they're eating in here is down low. It's some of the leftover rye from this spring that's actually even kind of going dormant for the year. So it's turning brown. There's a little bit of little blue stem, big blue stem mixed in there, just kind of to give it some diversity and soil health. And that's my purpose of having them in here. It's a natural form of weed control instead of using herbicide. If I can graze it with bison and turn that into dung and urine and fertilizer back on the ground, that's way better than taking a chemical that would help control in the same way, but doesn't really put anything back to the environment. That dung, urine, hoof action, all that is very important. We'll be doing some videos on that, more seed production related and less related to the white bison itself. So mainly in this field right now, what they're doing is loafing. It's just a nice place. The sunflowers are fairly tall. They could kind of lay down there. Helps get away from the flies. Got a nice breeze that comes down this hillside. The better grass for them is up on some other hillsides over here that they have access to. They'll loaf here every day, and then they'll make their journey up there in the evening to feed. This has been Colt Hamilton with Hamilton Native Outpost, and we're very passionate about native plants and their uses and want to share that with you people. And if you like our video or want to see more of them, check out our website and feel free to contact us.